Zlatan one touch on his right foot. Left foot looks up, quarter of a second, whips in the cross, and he's unmarked at the back post. So between the two center backs that are there, Daniil Henry and Godoy, what happened? What happened out there?
How's it going, guys? Welcome to the first edition of the Final Whistle podcast. My name is Ruz. I'm here joined with Naz and Fadi. And we're to talk about LA Galaxy versus the Whitecaps. It was a 2-0 loss at BC Place home. And doesn't this put our record in a bad state?
Yeah, it's definitely our worst results in the history of MLS. So since 2011, that's actually been our worst start, to not have a win and 1 point after 5 games. So one draw against Seattle we had, and 4 losses. But I don't think the results really tell the story, do they? I mean, we look at the game, we have a lot of situations where, you know, we could have had a good start, we got unlucky, or something crazy happens, like Ali Adnan in the first minute, 48 seconds, 44 seconds, Bangura goes down in the box, penalty. What do you think of this chance, Fadi?
Ali Adnan takes the penalty from Las, and I understand it was going to be, you know, he wants to score his first goal and, you know, get settled in the new club, but to do it, to try or to attempt to do it in that kind of fashion, you know, you just score, you know, first minute of the game, big game against LA Galaxy at home, you know, a great way for you to settle into the new club, score this, you know, don't try to be fancy or anything, but it happens, you know. Overall, I don't think he had a really bad game, but that moment changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, people. This is embarrassing. It's everywhere.
That's right.
It's all over the internet, and people are, you know, joking about it. Worst Panenka ever. I've heard people say stuff like that. Like, that's pretty bad. And I don't even think he's a bad player. He's probably one of our better players. He's on loan here until I think June or July. But you have to blast that in, don't you?
Yeah, he's an international player, has plenty of experience with the Iraqi international team, and he comes from a really difficult league to play in, the Serie A in Italy, and he's played against, you know, the Juventus and Inter Milan and Napoli and all these big teams, and I think he just he was way too excited to, you know, get his first goal, and
I think you can't. First minute of the game, after all the losses, you can't come in like that.
It's cheeky.
yeah,
Even
very cheeky.
If that goes in, what happens then? That's
true,
everywhere, right?
But the risk
Yeah.
is, I don't know, the risk over the reward, you have to, you know, take that into account.
Yeah.
But we talk about players, you know, we have Ali Adnan, but I think another player we need to talk about is Russell Seibert, right? He's been injured, but how do you feel? Is he better under the new coach?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he wasn't getting that much time under Carl Robinson the last season, and tactically, I think he really fits this system right now. I think he's not that type of player that you notice every single game. I think he's the type of player that you notice, like he's a bit of an unsung hero. I think he's played much better this season in the few games that, you know, he's been playing. He's still playing a little bit of a problem in the shoulder, I think, and I think he's playing like much better than I think I've ever seen him play. I thought he might, you know, be like a CPL player at this point or something like that, but he's played much better. I actually really like him in the midfield with Felipe and Erise, or Huang even if he's playing center midfield with him.
Yeah, and I mean, he has been a great servant for the club because he plays. He's very versatile. He plays multiple positions, and it seems like he does the job for. In all those positions, you know, I did not think he played bad against LA Galaxy, so the coach probably took him off because there was a tweak in the formation or something like that, but I thought he did well, you know, he especially to play that formation, the 4-3-3. It's really difficult in the MLS to master that formation. It's based on a lot of possession. You have to be comfortable on the ball, which the Whitecaps were.
We had the ball.
Half.
We had so much of the ball.
No, possession was high. What was the...
Well, I don't have the first stat possession, but it was definitely, you know, I think it was like, you could say all Whitecaps pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, we really should have taken our chances. We had a lot of chances. I think Ardais as well had that pass from Huang from early in the first half.
Oh yeah, that was a great ball.
Great ball.
And later, when there was kind of a little bit of a mistake from the defender from the LA Galaxy, and Ardais had that shot on target, and you notice Ardais puts that onto his left foot, and it's at a good height for the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, you have to tuck that in, or you put that in top corner. And if we take a look at the attempt against Seattle, the one that was in the 90th minute that Huang, we went to VAR and everything.
That could have changed the game. Yeah.
That could have changed it. And he did cut inside beautifully. And that's why I really like him, because he got between two players. Seattle Sounders, great team.
Yeah.
90th minute, good composure, but you got to tuck it in. Again, that game, he put it, everyone's going to say great save. It was a good save. But it was at a height. It was at a height that,
Yeah, for his size, he's pretty agile. Like, his agility is good. He gives you the physical presence in the box, for crosses and corners, set pieces, things like that. Much different than Freddie Montero.
So, Fadi, tell me more about Freddie Montero as a striker and Ardais as a striker as well.
I think there are two different types of strikers, but for the formation we played against the LA Galaxy, I think, and when you play 4-3-3, you need a more mobile striker, which Freddie Montero is. He can drop, back and start, picking players and play the passes, and he can play that false nine much better than Ardais. However, maybe he did not have the best game against Seattle, and that's why the Dos Santos tried to just rotate between both. And let's not forget Freddie Montero had a long season at Sporting too, so it's been a long season for him.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he started his season with Sporting in what was it? I think September, playing in Europa League as well, and then coming to the MLS, getting started right away with the beginning of the MLS season, and yeah, it's tough. I can assume he's like a bit knackered. But when he came on, he looked fresh. He looked like he had a fresh, new ideas for the team, and he almost scored, didn't he? I think a little bit unfair.
He did look fresh, and there's a moment in the late second half that could have been a red card for Montero.
Yeah, studs up late. I know he got a bit of the ball, but still, it's just not a good.
Was frustrated with the result, or it was really bad.
Yeah, I think Montero could have easily seen a red. A lot of really strange tackles. Like Huang was taken back in the first half, I think, from behind.
Yeah.
By was it Alessandrini? I think got the yellow card. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Alessandrini had a yellow card.
So you're Dos Santos. Next game against Chicago. Who do you play striker?
Personally, I would go with Freddie Montero.
Yeah, and what's the reason? Because I agree with you, but I just want to know why you would put Montero instead of Ardais.
He's just overall more experienced than Ardais, and let's face it, we need to score some goals. Our record has been, it was, you guys just mentioned it earlier, the worst start since 2011. So we need to get some goals, and I think Freddie Montero can, provide that for us. But I would play him over Ardais and maybe have Ardais on the bench.
You think with David Usted being the Chicago goalkeeper that maybe it'll give Montero an advantage, knowing?
I don't know. I think like we like to think that all the time when we play against former players. Like we've had them in training. I'm sure he has something to say. But we're watching David Usted in the last game. It just happened today, was it, or yesterday? Just yesterday.
Great save.
Amazing save. That's the kind of save I think Crepeau could have made in the first goal. So let's talk about that first goal that happened. We had Zlatan. I think actually we'll start with Nowinski. Nowinski had an opportunity to clear the ball. Tries like a bicycle kick clearance.
So unnecessary.
It's
unnecessary.
You can't be one of the last men back and do something like that.
Ruse, what do you think? Just a lack of experience?
I think the attempt, I get it. Maybe he was off his feet and maybe he slipped, but to attempt a bicycle kick while you're already on your back,
and the player behind you is Zlatan,
moving, and someone that half a chance Zlatan will finish. You don't need a full chance. It could be, any type of ball, especially with him there. You can't do that. It's not right. Any way to clear it out. But even from his body shape, it looks like he was trying to hit it back into the 18.
Yeah. It wasn't going to go very far.
I would get a corner, at least hit it to the side. But what power was he expecting? To go back to someone's feet in the 18. Okay, shoots it in.
Yeah.
No,
and you're saying half a chance, and Zlatan does exactly that twice in the game. He's getting booed from the first minute from the Southsiders. Okay, they don't like him. They don't like his fame. I understand. Zlatan, he comes with that experience. He took one touch. He had Nowinski. Nowinski stayed tied to him. He played it by textbook. Zlatan one touch on his right foot. Left foot looks up, quarter of a second, whips in the cross, and he's unmarked at the back post. Mm-hmm. So between the two center backs that are there, Daniil Henry and Godoy, what happened? What happened out there?
I think from the replays that we watched, I think Henry did his job, but Godoy caught ball watching. and he was unaware of the two people or the two players behind him. And by the time the cross was played, you could see Godoy is like turned around, he's watching, and the only person who reacts is Henry. He still tries to go for the block, and just because overall he's a better defender, and Godoy is still getting used to playing in the MLS. He's on loan, and it's not the same for him, But I think it was his mistake, and we could argue that one of the midfielders could have dropped back in the 18-yard box and still defended the.
That's right.
Inbom was, on the line.
Yeah, I'm sure when they look at the video, as they always do, I'm sure Dos Santos is going to have something to say.
Yeah.
So before we talk about the second goal, let's hear what Marc Dos Santos has to say about that second goal.
Now, the second goal, I think the only player in MLS that scores this goal is Ibra. The way he comes up and chests that ball, I don't see another player in the league scoring that type of goal.
Did he not look disorganized defensively a bit on that one? I mean, he turned Godoy inside out. He got suckered in on that. Did you not see?
But he was with Daniil, right? He was with Daniil when he jumped?
Well, he was with Godoy, but he turned him inside out.
Yeah. In the first goal or the second?
Second goal.
Again, I have to rewatch it to tell you how bad it was. But you probably watched it more times than I did, and you probably had better angles. If you ask me tomorrow, I'll probably give you my opinion better. Sorry.
Can I just say something first of all? The
Yeah.
journalists that are asking these questions, absolute joke. Absolutely joke. Are you kidding me? Turn them inside out? Where?
Yeah.
What? How?
Yeah.
He chested the ball. Amazing finish. Where was the turn inside out?
How long did it take for Zlatan to chest the ball and control
One
it?
second.
Did the ball even touch the ground?
1 sec. I think it didn't bounce.
No, he
it
chested
not bounce?
and it volleyed it right off the
Okay,
thing.
well-
So he has no time. And he's saying, okay, Godoy got turned inside out. Now, when I hear someone got turned inside out, it's like
Different.
Messi, makes
Yeah.
Boateng
Okay,
fall
there you
in
go.
the box.
No,
That's
but-
when I say someone is turned
Yes.
inside out. They're embarrassed.
Yes.
That's it's on the highlight replay. You know what I'm saying?
No, some of the questions were terrible.
I can't-
They were pretty bad.
Even
I don't
when
get it.
Russell Tabor was doing the press conference, like the
We were
post-match.
listening earlier, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Some
so
pretty
bad.
bad
It was
question.
really bad. It's very repetitive over and over and over again. And I think the second goal just that's Zlatan.
Yeah.
It's a great
Godoy
player.
and Henry were kind of like thinking. I was
Yeah.
saying earlier, kind of like a pick. Like he was. I don't know how to really explain it. He was unable to get to Zlatan in time, and that time is all that
And
a
he
player
only
like
needs,
Zlatan needs.
a half a second to do all this.
Exactly.
He's a quality player, one of the best in the world. easily.
Before you turn around and realize where the ball is, it's already in the back of the
Yeah.
net, and that's it.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about man of the match for the game, I'm thinking it has to be for both sides. I would say it has to be
It
Zlatan.
has to be Zlatan.
Star power. The guy comes in
Uh-huh.
with all of his experience. He was one of the most lively players. Every single touch of his seemed to be good, except for that miss that I'm sure he doesn't want to think about, but I'm sure no
Well,
one's talking about.
When you think man of the match, what's one player out of both teams that if you take out, the result would have been different?
Zlatan,
Okay.
yeah.
It's
Of course.
Zlatan.
One
There you
goal,
go.
one assist. That's the
So,
man of the match.
there you go.
How about for the Whitecaps? Did you guys have any player that you thought stood out that played pretty well?
I think we could all agree the Korean in the middle.
Huang had a phenomenal first
Inbom
half.
was good.
That's the type of first half that you see that will take him to different leagues in the future. You see people are watching things like that. He had the cheeky little nutmeg as well. He had the pass through to Ardais that was called offside, and he had that tackle from behind from Alessandri. He's being fouled all over the place. That's the type of player. So I really like actually seeing him on the left with Ali Adnan. I thought that actually worked pretty well.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I was impressed.
They both seemed like they were on the same page for the most part of the game, and I think in a different formation, in a different team, Inbom would be playing that number 10 position because he's so good on the ball. He's so comfortable, dribbling, passing, and he can pick the pass. You saw the ball you mentioned earlier with to Ardais. It was great, and just because the lack of creativity in the center mid, like in the middle of the park for Whitecaps, I really think if we have another good center mid that is solid, Inbom can be more free and create more. But I thought he did well on the left too. He can dribble, he's fast, he can pass, and he took few shots too, which is that's good.
Yeah, he obviously has a technique for sure. The shot he took that Ali Adnan took in the second half could have been a banger. It was very good technique, but
good save
but
by the keeper.
why score like that if you're not going to score from six? You know what though? I think we're being a little harsh on Ali. I'm sure he knew right after he missed the penalty.
You could see on his
Head
face,
down,
look on his face.
go back playing. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Zlatan situation. Hang on one second. little difficult technical difficulty. So I'm talking about the Zlatan situation. Zlatan, Starman, LA Galaxy. We've seen this happen before with David Villa. We've seen this happen before with Lampard, with Pirlo.
Yeah.
We've seen it with David Beckham. Zlatan got booed from every single touch that he had. Even when his name came up on the screen, he was received with half the stadium cheering, half the stadium booing. A lot of the people that came to this game clearly came to see one of the best strikers probably of the 21st century, of this era. He was a phenomenal player. Don't get us wrong. So what I wanted to talk about is Felipe got interviewed and he said he's not very happy that the BC Place crowd is cheering for Zlatan. He said, I quote, "I think this is kind of sad." So what do you think of these players or these fans that, they don't really care about the Whitecaps? Haven't been winning this season at all. They come to the stadium and they're just there to see Zlatan. And they're actively cheering for the player that is against their team. They cheer when he scores. I have friends that they've never been to a Whitecaps game in their life. I look at their Instagram story. They're like, Zlatan. So, sorry, what's your opinion?
I think the thing is, a lot of us that are a little bit older, when we grew up watching soccer, MLS wasn't really a big deal. Whitecaps wasn't even in MLS until 2011?
2011, that's
okay.
right.
So I'm, let's say, the average fan, maybe, younger now, obviously, but, I'm, in our 20s. When we grew up, we watched greats all Europe soccer, Barcelona, Real Madrid, EPL, Spanish League, all these teams, these professional players, and that was our team. That was our love. That's how we got the love of the game. And, just recently, in the last couple of years, we have MLS. So can you really blame someone that grew up watching Zlatan, one of the best strikers in the world, and it's, your only opportunity to come see him live is at your home? Not everyone could fly to Europe, watch games like it's nothing. So when we have these opportunities, we have to go. We'll pay any dollar to see one of the best players in the world live with our eyes.
And he lived up to his name.
I don't blame the fans. I don't blame the true fans of European football to watch a player like Zlatan and be happy that he scores. Because how many times in your lifetime living in North America are you going to see European players live?
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter if he's old. You have to respect greatness from the beginning.
I think you could still be happy and go there and watch your favorite players, like Rooney, Zlatan, Nani when they come here. However, you could still at the same time cheer for your own team.
Exactly.
I felt it was very quiet in the stadium. A big game against LA Galaxy at home. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
The atmosphere wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You have Zlatan's here, LA Galaxy, show them.
Mm-hmm.
We need a win, and what's a better way than getting a win against LA Galaxy at home, and I don't think it was good enough at all. It was very quiet. The only Southsiders maybe for good part of the game, they were active.
Yeah, the supporter sections, Rain City, Curva Collective, and Southsiders are all very vocal. Actually, even on the corners in the, I think it would be first half that they were playing against that side. That's when there was like a corner and there's like, who are you, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's, there was a good part of the section of the stadium doing that. A good amount of the stadium was chanting against him and stuff. But when Zlatan scored, I heard mostly cheers.
Oh yeah.
So that shows you a lot of the fans are scattered and they're there just to see him. And I get it, I understand. But some people don't. So there's this particularly interesting Reddit comment I'm looking at, and it says, I was at BC Place, and it was honestly a bit embarrassing to hear everyone chant for Zlatan. But to be fair, I don't blame our support. We had absolutely nothing to sing about. A team that's 0-4-1, or what is it? 0 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw.
Yeah.
If we were a winning team and people were still cheering for Zlatan, then there's a problem.
Yeah, but I think it's part of the culture. Let's face it, soccer is not as big as hockey or.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
The Canucks could be doing pretty bad, and people would still turn up, to the stadium and watch and cheer, and you would have a great atmosphere. But it's
Results driven.
Results, yeah.
Especially
You
if
have
there's big name players coming. Of course it's results driven because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm never going to go to the Whitecaps games anyway. This is just a neutral fan, I assume.
Yeah.
Someone just living in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Not people like us, we want to go to the game. We want to analyze. I'm talking about people that, they don't really, it's a nice day out. Tickets are $20.
take
I'll
the
go.
family out and go, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For those people, let's go see Zlatan. I saw the signs in the South Sider section or wherever it was where they said, I'm here for Whitecaps, not Zlatan.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Should people be booing a legend of the game from the first touch? Has he ever said
Absolutely
anything about our city? Has he ever done anything?
Absolutely not.
Is LA Galaxy a
Yeah.
direct rival? I just
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
I don't
And
know.
it just keeps on happening. If anything, we need to be appreciating these players like that.
Yeah.
David Villa and Pirlo and Bruni, Nani, Zlatan.
Once in a
all
lifetime.
These great players, Champions League, World Cup quality. And
Yeah.
they come to our city, Relatively, soccer is not the biggest sport in this city.
Mhm.
It's still growing, and Whitecaps definitely not the best teams in the MLS. So for these players to come here, and I think by booing them, we're just giving a negative image
Hmm.
of the whole city.
Yeah. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to stand their ground.
Yeah, some people
and-
were booing, and at the end of that match, they were running to the section, like the 201 section, and trying to get a signature. I'm like, what are you guys trying to
You
do
know
here?
what's
Make up your mind.
what's hilarious is that this section that the players typically go and do the autographs is the Southsider section. So all the people that are hardcore, die-hard fans, they've been here since the Swangard Stadium era. They're trying to get out while little kids have Sweden Ibrahimovic jerseys. They're
Yeah.
trying to get it signed.
And it was really nice of him, after all the booing, to stay
Dude,
and sign a lot of...
He stayed. He's signing people's jerseys, signing
Yeah.
stuff, and it's the same guy you're booing. Come
Exactly.
on, a guy like that.
From the first touch,
From
again,
class?
we booed him. From the first touch. He never said anything about the
No,
city.
man, the class.
Yeah.
Dude, how many times? I remember when I was younger. I bought tickets to go see New York Red Bulls.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would go to see
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Oh, wow.
And I was so excited, man. I can't even imagine. And that's the thing, we
Yeah.
don't have money. We barely work. Ask my mom for money. She says go.
Save up all
No
the
one
money
would
for
come with me. I
tickets.
was like, I'm going by myself.
Wow.
This one we're at Empire Field. I go all the way to Empire Field, and I didn't really listen to the news and stuff. I just went for obviously, one reason.
So,
I go there, I find out, oh yeah, Thierry Henry doesn't want to play on turf. Okay.
Just-
So now I'm sitting
How
there,
disappointing.
and the best player I'm watching is John Rooney. Rooney's brother. so, like, the fact that he stated, he's like, it's okay that I'm playing on turf. I'll still play. I still
Yeah.
want to do it for the
Yeah,
fans.
100%.
He said it for the fans.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
There's an element of disrespect.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me Champions League, like one of the best strikers in the world, a couple years ago, if you were to ask anyone, do you
Yeah,
think
who's
Zlatan
the
will ever
best
come
striker?
to BC Place, or do you think he would ever come to Vancouver?
No.
Why? He has no
Why would
business
he?
in here. He's playing
Yeah.
in Barcelona. You think he's gonna come to Vancouver? Okay, now he's here,
I-
and
The season that
Doesn't
the
make
Whitecaps
sense.
started, where is Zlatan?
what is it? 2011.
I think it's Barcelona, right?
2011.
Yeah, I believe so.
2011, yeah.
Okay, goes from playing with Lionel Messi, and now he's the BC Place.
I think he maybe
come
2009, 2010, and then he
He
went.
played with
Yeah.
Henry as well that
Problem
same year,
is-
no?
I don't remember
He
actually.
had
I
the
feel like I
problem
have to
with
look.
Guardiola,
I
Yeah,
think
that it's a bit of a blur for me.
Yeah.
A bunch of these
It's a
years.
while ago, but
Because he was there, I
anyways.
think, year and a half.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I agree with Felipe, I agree with him. Most of the fans were there to see Zlatan and the LA Galaxy.
Oh, he did. Yeah, played with
Come
Henry.
to see Zlatan. Here's what I think. This is my final answer, final opinion. Come to see Zlatan because you're seeing Zlatan, but this is your town.
Exactly.
You cheer for your
Yeah.
unless you're from LA,
Yeah.
which they're not here. Maybe some of the actors in town,
Yeah.
but if you're not those people, cheer for the team and be happy to see Zlatan.
Yeah. 'Cause
That's
at
it.
At the end of the day, this is our team.
Yeah.
Our city. We need to,
Yeah, that's right.
These guys,
stand behind them regardless of the results.
these guys know how much I love David Villa. I wanted a David Villa jersey so bad, maybe more than 10 years ago. He came here and he scored a penalty and I didn't cheer. I didn't. I went at the end. I wanted to see him. I waited. But during the game, I'm a Whitecaps supporter.
100%.
And when we won like very late in the game. I think it was Yuri in a diving header. And we won 3-2. And we were losing because of a David Villa penalty. And Pirlo was there
Yeah, I
too.
remember that
But
game.
again, they were booing him the whole time. I got screamed at by a Southsider fan. Not because, I was I wearing a David Villa jersey? I was wearing a Whitecaps jersey. But in my hand was a Spain shirt. And he said, get that out of here. And they fought with me and security came and they almost kicked him out of the stadium.
Wow.
So the mentality of, maybe some of these fans is a little too hardcore. I'm sure it's not everybody. It's always a small vocal minority that, they're the loudest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's great to have players. This is part of the MLS. It's the attraction to get, Beckham made the MLS, I think, into what it is today.
Oh, Bale's a big one.
If he didn't come, who else is coming, right? You know?
I mean, it's good to be like all, patriotic about your team and your city and stuff, but there's no reason to disrespect.
You have to respect.
You have to show respect,
Come on.
especially when they come here, when they play at home for the fans. You have to respect that, unless those big players do something bad,
Exactly.
Unless it's a problem like on their end. I think we should show nothing but respect.
Nothing
At
else.
the same time, cheer for our own team.
Exactly.
Stand behind them regardless of what the results. I think it's about time that we start believing in this team. It's a young team, and results will come.
Yeah.
Results will come. It's a process. Yeah.
I have
Zlatan.
sorry. I was just going to say I have a little interesting rumor that Toronto FC are interested in signing Arjen Robben under free transfer.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
And I commented on the Instagram. I said it would be awesome for Arjen Robben to come to Whitecaps, but I don't think it's going to happen.
What is it with Toronto? I don't see appeal about Toronto. Like, I don't see it.
I think,
But
Toronto's a good side.
It's a good team. They've
Giovinco
attracted few players, the Giovincos and
Giovinco, honestly, come on. Unreal.
Giovinco's great.
probably
Making-
one of the better
making the
MLS player,
Yeah.
MLS era players.
Looking
He's
like a
really
joke.
good, really good
And
player.
yeah, Jermaine Defoe was here.
Yeah, scored
Bradley,
a ton of goals.
Alvaro.
Actually, I think he's like 11, 12 goals in like 15 years, but still good stat for Defoe.
Yeah.
They've had good players for sure, and they've been pretty successful in the MLS if you compare them to us. So
100%. I mean, in terms of Canadian teams, come on.
yeah, a lot of people are concerned. The money from Davies is not being invested in the team. I look at a player like Hwang In-beom, and I guess the loan of Ali Adnan, I'm sure, comes with a bit of a fee being paid to the club.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that money being completely invested into the club? We're not buying any players that are worth $5-6 million, and we got around 20 million Canadian, I think, something like that, for Alphonso Davies. Are we waiting for the summer transfer window?
Okay, so it's a good question. But to lead on to that, which is really good, do you think Vancouver needs a superstar in our city?
And who would that be? Who would
That's
that
a good
superstar be?
question.
That's
Who
good.
would- yeah.
We need I feel like this is a whole topic for another
No,
podcast,
for
because
sure,
you got to
for sure.
start.
Yeah. That's
You have to start eliminating. Okay, he's got to be a certain age. He's got to be comfortable with the city. So maybe it's towards the end of his career, not
Does
willing
not
to go to
cost a lot of
China.
money.
Yeah, not as much as And can we give him the wages? We'll have to see. I don't know who is that kind of player
Earlier
would
in
be.
the season, Dos Santos tried to sign the
Sardar Azmoun.
Asmundes.
That would've
Don't
been
get me
amazing.
started on that. If that was
That
a
would've
signing,
been great.
I don't know what
That
I'll
would've been
do.
awesome.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I'll
He's
do.
played in 2 World Cups so far.
Come on,
and he
man,
plays in
this
Russia.
guy.
Great.
One World Cup. I don't think he was
One
playing
World
I don't think he was playing in the
Wait,
2014.
Asian
Cup,
games.
Asian
Asian,
Cup.
yeah.
That was
Yeah, he has
awesome.
Champions League experience. He
Yeah.
scored a goal against
So
Bayern. Amazing
Bayern
goal.
Munich, yeah,
Amazing
scored
goal.
He scored 2 goals against Bayern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
unreal.
That
When
was good.
when I heard Marc Dos Santos, so this is just me going on a little bit of a happy rant, I guess. I absolutely loved that Marc Dos Santos came in and we start signing players. Okay, we bring Hwang. Okay, we bring Ali Adnan. Okay, we bring in that young Tunisian center back. Was it Jasser Khamiri or whatever? And I was like, whoa, look at this team. They're trying to sign certain type of players on loan. Exactly, ambitious. Trying to sign on loan young players, Ardais, and like Godoy and stuff. So okay, this is really, really good. The team is being restructured completely. Marc Dos Santos comes in with scraps. The Whitecaps have sold more than half the players. I think they had something like 11 players on the whole roster. Marc Dos Santos comes in, has to work with the chairman or whoever. And, okay, bringing in certain players, brings in Hwang, brings in Erise, Ali Adnan on loan, Godoy, Bangura, Benuto, all these guys. So they're all new guys. I think they're playing great football, but this is a results-driven business at the end of the day, and reminding me too much of Sunderland and Chris Coleman. Because they were playing great. It's a new manager, Sunderland, and at the end of the day, what happened? They finished dead last.
The documentary, yeah.
Sunderland till I die,
Till I
exactly.
die.
So it feels like we're going through that right now.
Yeah.
5 games played, 1 point. It's pretty embarrassing.
not looking
Football's
good.
not the worst.
No.
So what do you guys think? Is Marc Dos Santos under a little bit of pressure? Or you think they're going to roll with him because they know he has a team that's not been used to playing with each other? They haven't really hit the right stride yet. What happens to him now? Is he under pressure?
I mean, for managers, they're always under pressure. The team has to perform. They have to get the results. But I think the board they know this is a young team. This is a project for like the future for the coming years. And the one thing positive, based on the 5 games we've played, yes, we have 0 wins. We have 1 point against, a good Seattle Sounders, unbeaten in the league. And we have 4 losses, but we have been playing very good.
Yeah.
We are showing a lot of positives, a good signs,
Mm-hmm.
that this team can actually do better.
Yeah.
Maybe not win the MLS or maybe not even get to the playoffs, but win games. And that's where it starts. You have to win first. And I think this team can. It will take time for them to do that, because they're, like I said, you mentioned this. We sold so many players and key players, like like
Kendall Waston
and Kai Kamara.
Yeah.
All these.
Kai Kamara, who was our
exactly.
top goal
He was a
scorer
prolific.
last season.
Yeah, he was our talisman, scoring goals and doing it for the Whitecaps. But we sold, like a lot of good players, and it happens. We were just struggling to replace these players. So I think it will just take time.
I think this is kind of maybe a little controversial, but I think we're playing better this season than we played all of last season.
I think so.
Yeah,
I really think so.
When I was watching under Carl Robinson last season, Kai Kamara he saved us a lot. Put the ball in the air and he gets his head on it. He was phenomenal, and Davies as well.
Yeah,
and that's the Davies factor. The guy goes to Bayern Munich.
Davies was just doing his thing.
Goal.
Yeah.
He scored a goal for Bayern Munich not too long ago.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
So those players leave, and I think it starts to reveal what really happened last season.
Yeah.
And this season, I think we're playing better. But you look at VAR in the first, away game. You look at VAR in the Seattle game. We've been really unlucky.
The Seattle game could have went either way.
Yeah.
We could have won that easily, especially that last chance from Ardaiz.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's 1-0, game's over. 3
Yeah,
points, and then kickstarts the season. But when was the last time we talked about Whitecaps being comfortable, with possession, with
good
the ball,
football.
and
really
it's good football.
football.
You actually, they can put a lot of passes together. You could see something. They're creating something. It will just maybe the results are not showing. It's not all about the results, especially from a tactical or point of view. It's not about the results all the time. But for the fans, for the average fan, it is. You have they have to win. It's important, but you have to see that team's playing well.
Yeah,
they're playing well.
Speaking of the league, we still got a long way to go. It's still early. What are your predictions for the next game against Chicago?
I don't know too much about the scoreline. It's an away game. It's tough,
When is that? On Wednesday, I think? Wednesday night? Wednesday night against Chicago.
It's going to be on April the 12th, which is the Friday night. It's 5:30 p.m.
Oh, Friday.
Yeah, Friday night.
We'll all be watching. We'll all be there.
Yeah, of course. I just think prediction-wise for the score, I'm not too certain. I don't really know. It's hard to say, but I do think that Montero is going to get the start. I also think that Venuto is in for a shout to get a start as well. I thought he was very lively after coming on.
He was positive when he came on. He took few shots on target. He was dribbling, causing a lot of. He was trying to create something, and same thing with Reina.
That's right.
Yeah, Jordi Reina was.
Do you think Reina might get the start on the wing, push Huang back into midfield, or maybe PC in that spot? Does Ali Adnan stay left back, or does PC come in? If you're Mark Dos Santos, Ali Adnan blows the penalty in the first minute. Keeps his head down, keeps playing. I love that. Played well for the rest of the game. I felt.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you go about? What do you say in the locker room to him?
I would just say it happens. I mean, he knows. He's been in situations like that, especially coming from international experience and playing in Europe. I'm sure he's been in situations like that, and he didn't, like you said, he didn't have a bad game overall. So it was just that moment, and it was really a crucial moment. Yes.
Don't let it happen again.
Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
You guys have a
Don't do that,
scoreline
my
prediction
son.
for Chicago. They're also playing against David Osted as well as Bastian Schweinsteiger as the big names.
I wonder if he's gonna. He should be fit to play, right? Because they played last game.
I'm not certain. I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I personally, honestly, I think that's going to be our first one.
First win?
Honestly,
Away
I
win?
think we should win.
Yeah.
I think this is a lesson for the Whitecaps.
What are they now? What's their record now? Where's the stand?
For the Whitecaps?
No, the Chicago.
for Chicago? Well, we're gonna take a look in just 1 second.
No, I think I just can't imagine us losing to
Chicago.
Good side. Schweinsteiger, unreal player.
Good side, yeah, they're decent
They've
overall,
rested,
but
it's gonna be
playing
very good game.
away, like worst case scenario for us is let's just get a point.
So there are 8.
Yeah,
Keep a clean sheet,
ideally,
get a point,
let's
come
get
back
that
home.
point. We got to, somehow
Yeah.
we're having our worst MLS start and we're still above Portland.
Yes.
So thank God.
They are 8th in the Eastern Conference. 1 win, 2 ties, and 2 losses.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're not the
not
greatest
fantastic.
side. They've had a shaky
Should be
start
one.
to their season too.
Yeah, I
be
think
one.
we definitely can.
I think we
expect a
could
good
win, but like I said, worst case scenario, just
No, you heard it here.
clean sheet.
Win.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
heard
let's-
it.
I mean, let's
saying
hope
you
so.
win.
I
I'm saying
hope
you
so.
win. Montero, let's go.
Yeah.
But I think we covered everything, guys. I think for the most part, we have a good understanding of, what to expect.
Mhm.
What's the deal. We'll wait till Friday, watch the game, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it will be good. Hopefully, we get a win, and let's get the first 3 points of the season, and it's about time. I think.
Yeah, and if not, we'll see both of you guys back here talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys.
That you can be sure of.
Thanks for watching the first edition. You've been watching the final whistle. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Bye.